What if the secret to waking up stronger tomorrow isn't found in the gym, but in what you give your body right before you fall asleep tonight? Imagine your muscles quietly repairing themselves overnight. No pain, no stiffness, just the feeling of strength returning, like your body finally remembers how to heal. And here's the twist. While most people chase energy drinks, vitamins, or pain pills during the day, the real solution might be hiding in two nutrients that work while you sleep. Hi, I'm Dr. Nana, and welcome back to Senior Health Boost, where we uncover the real science of aging strong, one simple step at a time. I remember Margaret, a warm-hearted woman in her late 60s, who once leaned over and whispered, "Doctor, I dread mornings more than anything else." She thought age alone was stealing her strength, but research tells a different story. Nearly half of Americans over 60 wake up with muscle pain not because they're old, but because their bodies can't properly deliver essential minerals where they belong. The result? Muscles weaken, bones lose density, and every morning feels heavier than the last. But that story can change starting tonight, because I'm going to show you two overlooked nutrients that quietly rebuild your strength while you sleep. Think of them as your body's nighttime construction crew. If you're ready to take on a simple 30-day challenge that could help you wake up with stronger legs, steadier balance, and renewed energy, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're still skeptical, type 0. I read every reply personally. And before we go deeper, make sure to subscribe to Senior Health Boost so you never miss these practical, science-based insights to help you stay strong, steady, and full of life well past 60. Now, let's start with the first key nutrient one most people never think about when it comes to muscles: vitamin K2. This quiet, unsung vitamin may actually be the traffic cop of your body, guiding calcium to where it's needed most. You probably already know, calcium builds strong bones. But without vitamin K2, calcium often goes rogue. It drifts into arteries, blood vessels, and joints, causing stiffness instead of strength. Scientists at Harvard discovered that people with higher K2 intake had significantly fewer bone fractures and even lower rates of heart disease. Another study in the Journal of Nutrition found that K2 activates key proteins osteocalcin and matrix GLA that literally tell calcium, go to the bones, not the arteries. Think about your muscles after a long day, tiny fibers torn and waiting to be repaired. With enough K2, the repair crew gets the raw materials delivered exactly where they're needed. Without it, the system breaks down, healing slows, pain lingers, and strength fades. Take John, a 70-year-old retired carpenter. He was always strong, but recently, climbing stairs left his legs trembling. He assumed it was just getting older. Then a checkup revealed something surprising: calcium deposits clogging his arteries, while his bones looked thin and fragile. So we made a simple change. He added more K2-rich foods like cheddar cheese, pasture-raised eggs, and a small daily supplement. Within a few months, the difference was clear: fewer cramps, quicker recovery after walks, and his morning stiffness started to ease. He told me, "Dr. Nana, it feels like my joints finally remembered how to move." John's story isn't rare. It's proof that misdirected calcium can drain your strength while K2 can restore it. In Europe, doctors even use K2 as part of standard care for older adults with weak bones. In the Netherlands, researchers followed thousands of people for more than a decade. They found that those who consumed the most K2 had stronger bones and more flexible arteries, meaning fewer broken hips, fewer heart scares, and more freedom to keep walking tall into their later years. It's powerful evidence that one overlooked vitamin can decide whether calcium heals or harms. But here's where it gets even more interesting. K2 doesn't work alone. Think of K2 as the guide holding the map. It knows where the building blocks should go, but it still needs a reliable partner to deliver those materials. That partner is another nutrient you already know by name, though it's often misunderstood. And when the two work together, they protect both muscle and bone far better than either could alone. I'm talking about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Most people think of vitamin D as something for bone health, but few realize how directly it shapes muscle strength. Without it, your muscles don't get the raw materials they need to rebuild, and every movement feels heavier, slower, harder. It's like trying to repair a road when the trucks carrying the asphalt never show up. That's exactly what low vitamin D does to your muscles while you sleep. According to the National Institutes of Health, more than 40% of older Americans are deficient in vitamin D, and that deficiency doesn't just mean softer bones, it also leads to slower muscle response, weaker grip strength, and a higher risk of falls. So, How can we make sure your body has what it needs to rebuild overnight? That's what we'll uncover next as we explore how vitamin D and K2 work hand in hand to rebuild your strength, restore balance, and protect your body from within. Because when you combine the guidance of K2 with the fuel of vitamin D, your muscles finally get the help they've been waiting for. Let's dive deeper into that powerful connection right after this. When we left off, we learned how vitamin K2 guides calcium to the right places. Now let's look at its partner, the nutrient that gives your muscles the power to actually use it. Vitamin D. A landmark study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism revealed something remarkable. Older adults with low vitamin D levels were almost twice as likely to struggle just rising from a chair or climbing a simple flight of stairs. Another large-scale trial in Finland found that seniors who took regular vitamin D supplements reduced their risk of hip fractures by nearly 30%, a number that could prevent thousands of hospital visits every single year. Think about that for a moment. One small nutrient influencing whether someone can stand up safely or end up in the emergency room. Let me tell you about Helen, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She once loved tending her flowers. Roses, tulips, and lilies lined the walkway to her porch. But slowly, she began avoiding the garden. "Dr. Nana," she confessed, "I feel as if my legs have forgotten how to obey me." Her blood tests showed a severe vitamin D deficiency. Together, we built a gentle plan: short morning walks under the sun, nutrient-rich meals, and steady follow-up visits to track her progress. Within a few months, Helen noticed her steps were steadier. She could bend again to prune her roses without fear of falling. It wasn't youth returning, it was her muscles finally receiving the support they'd been missing for years. The best thing you can do is monitor your vitamin D levels regularly. Pay attention to those quiet clues your body sends: stiffness when you wake, unexplained fatigue that lingers, or slower recovery after a simple walk. These are early whispers of deficiency. Instead of waiting for a fracture or a frightening fall, act early. A few minutes of sunlight each day, combined with balanced nutrition and regular checkups, can strengthen your muscles far more effectively than chasing treatments after the damage is done. Gentle consistency always outperforms last-minute rescue. What makes vitamin D truly fascinating is how beautifully it teams up with vitamin K2. Individually, each nutrient offers impressive benefits. But when combined, they act like two halves of the same shield, giving your bones and muscles resilience that neither could achieve alone. Think of it this way: one opens the gate, the other drives the truck. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium and phosphorus, the raw materials for strong tissue, while vitamin K2 takes the wheel, guiding that calcium precisely into bones and muscles rather than letting it settle in arteries or joints. This partnership is what scientists call the calcium paradox. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb the calcium it needs. Without enough K2, that absorbed calcium can go rogue, hardening blood vessels and leaving bones brittle. But together, they create balance. They create strength. In one study from the European Journal of Nutrition, adults who took both D and K2 had noticeably higher bone density and fewer fractures than those taking vitamin D alone. Another large review in the British Medical Journal found that the D plus K2 combo also reduced vascular calcification, protecting not only mobility but heart health at the same time. I'll never forget Robert, a 75-year-old retired firefighter from Illinois. For years, he took vitamin D faithfully because he'd heard it was good for bones. Still, his legs kept weakening, and his doctor warned him about stiffening arteries. When Robert learned about K2, he adjusted his daily routine with guidance from his physician to include both nutrients. A few months later, his story changed completely. His morning walks became easier, his balance improved, even his cardiovascular tests showed better flexibility in his arteries. "Dr. Nana," he said, "it feels like my body finally figured out how to use everything I'd been giving it all along." And that's the key takeaway. If you only focus on one nutrient, your results may be incomplete. But when you let vitamin D open the door and K2 guide the way, calcium becomes your ally instead of your enemy. It's not about chasing mega doses or quick fixes. It's about balance, giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild overnight, so you can move confidently during the day. This partnership doesn't just prevent weakness, it builds resilience that lasts for years. And here's the exciting part: these nutrients don't stop at supporting muscle and bone. Their combined power reaches far beyond that, easing chronic pain, improving circulation, strengthening your immune defenses, and even sharpening recovery after everyday stress. So as we move forward, we'll uncover how this remarkable team vitamin D and K2 touches nearly every system in your body, from your joints to your heart, and why so many people notice something surprising after only a few weeks: less morning stiffness, smoother movement, and deeper, more restorative sleep. That's where we're headed next. When your body finally gets enough vitamin D and K2 working together, something remarkable happens. Muscles that once ached after a simple walk begin to recover overnight. Mornings feel lighter, and every step feels a little more confident, like your body is quietly thanking you for giving it what it truly needed. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that maintaining healthy vitamin D levels helps reduce inflammation markers in the blood, which means less soreness after exercise, housework, or a long day on your feet. At the same time, vitamin K2 prevents calcium from hardening in the arteries, keeping your blood vessels flexible and your heart pumping efficiently. And when your heart works better, your muscles receive more oxygen and nutrients, translating into strength that carries you throughout the day. This isn't theory, it's proven. Large studies have shown that people who consistently get both of these vitamins experience lower rates of chronic pain and better mobility, even well into their 70s and 80s. There's another quiet benefit that's often overlooked: protection against the silent erosion of muscle tissue. After the age of 60, the average person loses up to 1% of muscle mass each year, a condition known as sarcopenia. That gradual loss explains why carrying groceries or climbing stairs starts to feel harder, not because you're weak, but because your muscles aren't being fully supported. Vitamin D and K2 change that. By making sure calcium and phosphorus are absorbed and directed to the right places, they help your body slow down that decline, allowing your muscles to hold onto their strength and coordination longer. And it doesn't stop there. Bones benefit too, becoming denser and more resilient. That difference can turn what could have been a serious fall into something you simply brush off and recover from. Beyond muscles and bones, the advantages keep stacking up. Studies show that vitamin D and K2 together reduce arterial calcification, which means fewer dangerous blockages in the vessels that feed your heart. Other research highlights how these nutrients strengthen the immune system, helping older adults experience fewer seasonal infections when their vitamin D levels stay in the healthy range. All of this adds up to a body that doesn't just survive the passing years, it thrives through them. And here's something most people don't realize: these benefits aren't only for those already struggling with weakness or fatigue. Even healthy, active seniors who start early gain extra protection, building a reserve of strength that keeps them independent when life throws challenges their way. The best part? You don't need fancy supplements or complicated routines. Some of the richest sources of these nutrients are already sitting on your dinner table. Vitamin D is called the sunshine vitamin for a reason. Our skin produces it when sunlight hits. But when sunshine is scarce, especially in winter, food makes all the difference. Think of foods like salmon, sardines, and fortified milk. Each one helps your body maintain that essential vitamin D balance. Egg yolks are another reliable source, offering a daily boost your body can easily absorb. Vitamin K2, on the other hand, hides in foods many of us already enjoy, though few realize their value. Cheeses like cheddar, Gouda, and brie aren't just delicious, they're packed with K2. You'll also find it in chicken thighs, beef, liver, and butter from grass-fed cows. And for those who love traditional foods, there's natto, a fermented soybean dish from Japan that's one of the richest natural sources of K2 ever discovered. Its flavor takes some getting used to, but studies show that Japanese seniors who eat natto regularly have significantly stronger bones and better balance as they age. I once met George, a 68-year-old retired teacher who used to skip real meals and live on toast, coffee, and the occasional sandwich. His mornings were filled with aching knees and the constant fear of slipping on icy sidewalks. After learning that simple foods like eggs and cheese could actually support his muscle strength, he began adding them to his dinners, small, steady changes. Within weeks, George noticed a difference. His legs didn't ache as much. He climbed stairs more easily and started walking to the park again. He told me, "Dr. Nana, I didn't realize something as small as changing my dinner could make me feel this much stronger." It wasn't a miracle pill. It was consistency meal by meal. His confidence came back. The secret isn't just what you eat, it's when you eat it. Evening meals rich in protein, paired with vitamin D and K2, help your body repair while you rest. Something as simple as a bowl of Greek yogurt with cheese or a piece of salmon with vegetables can transform bedtime into a natural recovery period. And if you use supplements, choose ones that combine both nutrients in balanced doses, and always take them with food for better absorption. This isn't about excess, it's about giving your body gentle, steady support every night. So let me ask you this. Would you be willing to make one small change to your dinner for 30 nights if it could help you wake up stronger, steadier, and more confident? If your answer is yes, type 1 in the comments. If you're still thinking it over, type 0 and tell me what's holding you back. I personally read every response. And before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Boost so you never miss the next simple, science-backed step to building lifelong strength. Because up next, we'll look at the hidden foods and daily habits that quietly block your progress and how avoiding them can help your body rebuild faster than you thought possible. Stay with me. The best part is still to come. The exciting part is this: when vitamin D and K2 become part of your nightly rhythm, their benefits don't just add up, they multiply. With just a few weeks of consistency, many older adults begin to notice something they thought they'd lost: an easier morning. Not the groaning, not the stiffness, but that simple, powerful feeling of waking up ready to move. Change can feel overwhelming at first, but the truth is, real transformation doesn't come from huge leaps, it comes from small, steady steps repeated each night. A 30-day focus on vitamins D and K2 isn't about chasing perfection or starting a strict routine. It's about giving your body a fair chance to show what it can truly do when you give it the right tools. Here's the logic. Your muscles and bones are living tissues. They're constantly repairing themselves, even while you sleep. When you make sure your evening meals or supplements include these nutrients in the right balance, with enough protein, you allow your body's natural repair system to work smoothly, quietly, and efficiently through the night. Night after night, those tiny efforts build momentum. Within the first week, many older adults notice that the heavy stiffness in their legs begins to ease. By the second week, the soreness that used to linger in the morning fades faster. And by the end of a month, balance feels steadier, your steps more confident, and the act of standing from a chair no longer feels like a chore. This isn't just a story, it's backed by science. Clinical studies show that consistent vitamin D intake improves muscle performance within weeks, while vitamin K2 boosts bone mineral density and reduces calcium buildup in the arteries. One Japanese study found that seniors who maintained daily K2 intake for just 1 month showed measurable gains in bone strength. Meanwhile, European research revealed that vitamin D helps shorten recovery time after physical exertion, meaning muscles bounce back faster, even after a tiring day. 30 days may sound short, but biologically, it's long enough for your body to start showing results, not in theory, but in how you actually feel when you move. The key is commitment. Pick one time each evening, maybe right after dinner, to include these nutrients. Whether you choose a comforting bowl of salmon and vegetables, a slice of cheese and yogurt, or a well-balanced supplement, make it part of your rhythm. Pairing these vitamins with protein supports muscle repair during sleep, turning your nighttime hours into a quiet, powerful recovery period. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Your body thrives on rhythm, not extremes. Imagine reaching the end of the month and realizing your mornings no longer begin with a sigh or a groan. Instead, you wake up feeling ready, balanced, steady, even excited to start your day. That shift doesn't require new medications or punishing exercise routines. It only requires trust in your body's ability to heal when you give it the support it's been craving. And once those 30 days are complete, something beautiful happens. What began as a challenge often transforms into a habit, a nightly act of self-care that keeps paying dividends long after the calendar turns. Today, you've seen how 2 quiet nutrients, vitamin D and K2, can create a powerful difference. Vitamin D acts like the key, unlocking the door that allows calcium to enter your system. Vitamin K2 is the guide, leading that calcium safely to your bones and muscles instead of letting it drift to your arteries. Together, they don't just reduce stiffness or soreness, they help your body rebuild, protect your heart, and give you the strength to move through each day with confidence. It's a simple partnership with profound results. But remember this: there is no single miracle pill or superfood that can replace good habits. True health doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from balance, from consistent, caring routines that work quietly over time. Balanced meals with real food. Gentle movement that keeps your joints flexible. A few minutes of sunlight to top off your vitamin D, and mindful choices each evening that tell your body, I'm still taking care of you. Those are the habits that turn ordinary days into long-term wellness. So, as you move forward, I invite you to look at your body differently. Don't see it as something wearing down, see it as something that can still be nourished, rebuilt, and strengthened. Your strength isn't behind you. It's inside you, waiting for the chance to rebuild itself through the choices you make today. Every meal, every evening, every small act of consistency is a message to your body. I still believe in your ability to heal. And I promise you, your body is listening. If you've followed along and learned something new today, let's make this the start of your own 30-day challenge. Start tonight. Add one small change to your evening routine. One meal, one supplement, one choice that supports your strength from the inside out. You might be surprised how quickly your body responds when you give it what it truly needs. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried adding vitamin D or K2 to your nightly routine? Did you notice a difference in your mornings or energy levels? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who's just starting their journey. And if you found this video helpful, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to Senior Health Boost. Because here on Senior Health Boost, we believe that aging doesn't mean slowing down, it means getting smarter, stronger, and more intentional about how you care for your body. Each week, we'll keep unlocking simple, science-backed ways to help you move better, feel stronger, and live longer, one healthy choice at a time. I'm Dr. Nana, and I want to thank you for joining me today. Until next time, take care of your body, cherish your evenings, and remember, every sunrise feels easier when you invest in yourself the night before. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video right here on Senior Health Boost.